iPhone 8 predictions from analysts already have some recommending to go crazy on Apple stock. HTC has already begun to tease something to squeeze from the HTC U11, and it seems that Huawei and OPPO are considered the most aggressive OEMs of Q1. I'm Jaime Rivera, and I do believe that Ferrari should reconsider the addition of this particular branding. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with deals. Those of you in the market for the LG G6, which is one of the smartphones we most recommend this year, there's a very good deal at B&H where you actually also get an LG watch style for $650. And the watch style, for those of you that are not looking for a very bulky watch, it's a very good option, and it also works with all those Google bands. So anyways, you can learn more in the description. Let's move the spotlight over to the IDC. The company has now provided insight on how smartphone OEMs are performing, and this is very interesting. Even though Huawei, OPPO, and Vivo are not at the top, these companies are considered the most aggressive. The reason why is because if you notice Samsung and Apple, for example, there's very little growth from these companies, whereas in Q1, in the case in particular of Huawei, OPPO, and Vivo, each have no less than 20% of growth. That is crazy, and it should just pave the way for what to expect very soon. Now let's talk about Apple's WWDC, which always happens in June. Those of you wondering what we're getting, we're not getting the new iPhone, most likely getting a revamp in Max, but interesting, we've got some trusted sources claiming that Apple is also working on a speaker, that it actually ties into the whole reason why Apple acquired Beats Audio, the fact that they also want to make a smart speaker to use Siri to compete with Alexa. Let's see what we get. And speaking of Apple, this is rather interesting, as analysts didn't really, recommend that investors buy Apple stock last year with the iPhone 7. Neither did they with the iPhone 6s. They all predicted that these phones were not going to sell well, and that was the case. Well, not sell well, but not break the same records. It turns out that analysts are now telling investors to buy Apple stock like crazy because apparently it's going to grow up to 30%. That's a big number, so it means that the iPhone 8 could be a great phone. Let's see what we get. And finally, the very interesting news today has to do with a little teaser that HTC just published on its U11. By the way, the U11 is not the official name, it's the one that we're all assuming we're going to get. And apparently in this ad, the company is teasing that it's going to squeeze. The question is, squeeze what? Is it going to squeeze the bezels over the excessive space that we got on the U Ultra? Or could it be that the company will follow the ad and will squeeze its brilliance? You have to remember that the company's ad many years ago was quietly brilliant. So could it be that that's going to be the case? Let's debate it in the comments down below. What do you think that HTC means? What do you think that we're getting with the U11 that's going to squeeze any sort of brilliance? In my case, HTC has always been brilliant about design, but didn't prove it that way on the U Ultra. So let's see what the company is up to. We'd love to know what you think in the comments down below. Friends, you know the way it goes. If you want to get the news earlier before the video is filmed, follow us on Pocketnow.com and hit that subscribe button down below for more videos like this one. You can also follow me on Twitter, Jaime_Rivera, on Instagram at Jaime Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week.